Hi, 你好. Ni hao means to say hi, to say hello in Chinese. Let me introduce to you. Chinese language, or what we call Hanyu, right? It is a language with more than 3,000 years of history. Modern Chinese, as what we are learning now, is a standardized form of spoken Chinese based on the Beijing dialect of Mandarin. And it is also known as the official language of China, Taiwan, Macau, Hong Kong, etc. One of the 6 official languages of the United Nations as well, ladies and gentlemen. Um, a brief introduction about the language features. As we all know, some of the language we have tone. Yeah. As for Chinese, definitely we have tone, and most importantly is tone is going to indicate the variation of the pitch, meaning that the degree of the speaking voice. Do remember, each syllable, or what we call Romanized Mandarin, will be having its own definite tone, and with different tones indicating different word, different characters, and it's going to indicate different meaning. In short, mastering syllable and tones will be extremely important in terms of speaking Chinese. Grammar. Now, grammar would be something quite complicated. It's going to be impossible for me to explain in 1 or 2 slides, but I would just rather going through with you. We do not have tenses. For numbers, we do not have singular and plural. Depending on some word order, sentence structure, because we do understand in English you have tenses, all right? And in Mandarin, we do not have tenses. We can't change the spelling of the word because we will be writing our word using character form, not in alphabet, do remember. And we will be using some grammatical particles. Grammatical particle means that particular word it does not have any meaning. What that particular character is going to do in that sentence is only grammar function. So definitely, in short, Chinese language is not complicated. Well, that's in my opinion, as we compare to English. I mean, in terms of grammar, lah. But of course, um, the most difficult thing for us to learn for Chinese is definitely the writing and the character part. But for our module here, for our online course here, we'll be focusing more on the conversational Mandarin. So no worries about it. Even though we are not doing anything about Chinese characters, but I think it will be important for me to explain to you a little bit of Chinese character. It's what we call Hanzi. In Japanese, they call it Hanja. The same character, but they pronounce in Japanese form. All right. So what we are looking into it is the traditional form and simplified form. Traditional character writing is currently practicing in mainly in Hong Kong and Taiwan. Hong Kong and Taiwan, as well as Macau, yeah. But simplified writing, simplified form, you can look at this, yeah, simplified form, is being used in China. It's being used in China. So by looking at the name, traditional, simplified, you should know what's the difference. Traditional, you need to have more stroke to complete one character. Simplified, you would just need to have fewer, lesser stroke to complete a single character, Chinese character. And the thing is, Hanzi, you will have some issue here. Number one, it is not a phonetic alphabet. Difficult to read. Difficult to read. Unlike English, unlike Malay, you need to recognize the word. Then what are we supposed to do? So in our course, I'll be introducing to you, I'll be preparing the materials for you with character plus Hanyu Pinyin. Hanyu Pinyin will be Chinese language phonetic. So we'll be doing more on conversational Mandarin. Yeah, conversational Mandarin. right? Take a look at this. This is the Latin script, so-called. Yeah, Hanyu Pinyin is the name. Now, this is the simplified writing. This is a traditional writing, and this is Hanyu Pinyin that we are talking about. What do you mean by Hanyu? Hanyu means Chinese language. Pinyin is going to be phonetic. Phonetic. Yeah, phonetic. Now we are coming into the sound system or syllable structure of Chinese. Three elements in what do you call in general? Tone, initial, final. Now, what exactly is that? For tone, tone is extremely important, as I mentioned. Now, why is tone important? Tone is going to indicate the speaking voice, whether it is high, middle, low. But tone, it is not involving emotional expression. It has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with that. For Mandarin Chinese, in general, we have four tones. Now, a very important concept. Some of you might learn some of the Chinese dialect, Cantonese, Hokkien, Hakka, or whatever it is. Are those considered Chinese language? Yes. Yes. Mandarin is one of the Chinese language, for your information. For your information. In total, in Chinese language, we have 6 different groups, but Mandarin happens to be the main group because it's the national language. Because it is a national language. Now, these are the four tones. These are the four tones. Tone 1, tone number 2, tone number 3, and tone number 4, including the symbols, how it goes. It's going to direct you how to pronounce it. First tone, ladies and gentlemen, sounds like ah. It's a high-pitched pronunciation. Sounds like when you're going to a dentist. Ah, you open your mouth. High pitch. Tone number 2. Tone number 2. Sounds like what? Sounds like huh? It's a rising tone going up. Like what? Huh? A little bit shorter, but it is a rising tone. Later we will practice one by one. Third tone, tend to agree. Tend to agree. Low pitch. Uh-huh. It's like you're agreeing something, you know. I think later you are going to get the confirmation from the company. Uh-huh, really? Like tend to agree, yeah? Uh-huh. Tone number 3, yeah? This is how we actually going to pronounce tone number 3. Now the fourth tone, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be exclamation tone. When it is an exclamation tone, it's a little bit loud. Sounds like no. Sounds like sure. Tone number 4. Now let's practice and implement this. MA. Tone number 1. This is what I call initial. This is what I call finals. That's the term being used in Chinese language. But what exactly initials and finals are? Initial is basically consonant. Final is basically vowel. The end of story. This is tone number 1. Please pronounce after me all together. Ma. Ma. What is that? Going to see a dentist. Remember, you open your mouth. Ah. Kind of tone. This is tone number 4. Ma. Ma. Similar to the pronunciation. What? Huh? A rising tone. Tone number 3. Going down and going up. It's a low pitch. It's a low pitch. You tend to agree on something. Uh-huh. Remember? This is how we pronounce it. Ma. Ma. This is the 4th tone. Remember exclamation tone? The loudest one? Similar to say, what? Sure. Loudly. Tone number 4. All together. Ma. Ma. One more time. Ma. 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 Question. Is what we call the four tones important? Of course. You cannot pronounce your mother as horse, and you cannot call a horse as your mother. So using correct tones to pronounce certain syllable is extremely important. All right? That's the concept that you need to know. Sound system initials, as I mentioned just now. So you may refer the phonetic system. Yeah, the PDF form that I'm giving it to you in Times page, right? Okay, this is it. If you need, one by one you can go through because it's pretty much similar to English. But to me, this is not really that important because our focus will be definitely on conversational Mandarin, learning those Q&A. 你好吗？我很好。How do you do? I'm fine. 谢谢 thank you 不客气 no thanks. You know, we will be doing this. We will be doing this. Yeah. You see, 10 days course, you have to make it a little bit intensive. Yeah, we are going to make it a little bit intensive. So, very well. That's all for now. 再见. 再见 means goodbye. Do not stop here. This is an introduction about Chinese language, and you may actually go into lesson one. You may actually go into lesson one, yeah. And for those who just joined, probably you can actually view our pre-recorded video because we actually have a live session on the first day. So if you have missed it, so you can check in times. That so-called briefing video is important. Hands-on, teaching you what to do, what we are going to do, and some online e-flashcard thingy. Introduction briefing. Okay, so I shall see you for the next 10 days. 谢谢 thank you 再见 goodbye